Here's a video on how to change the brake pads on a 2016 Porsche Cayenne GTS. First thing we're going to need is a T60 torque bit, and we'll do a quick test fit before we remove the top caliper bolt. Crack it, loosen it a little bit, and then we'll move down to the bottom caliper bolt. And we'll loosen that one. And then once we have that loose, now we have to disconnect this little clip here. I use a screwdriver, straight head, and just take this little plastic clip off. And there it goes. And we'll remove the clip, and then we'll remove the brake pad wear sensor. We'll unclip it. I had a little bit of trouble with it, so I'll show you on the other side. Here you put a screwdriver in and just pull it straight off. And then you can loosen the wire from the brake caliper. And then I end up taking this bracket off in the back here. And by taking this bracket off, it gives you a little more slack on the brake line when you take the caliper off. It's held in with a 6mm hex bolt. And we'll unscrew that. And we'll move the bracket aside. Next, you want to get some bungee cords, and I like to use a block of wood to hold the brake caliper. We'll unscrew the bottom bolt, take that out, and we'll unscrew the top bolts. And we'll remove that. And then we'll try to pull off the brake caliper. And it is very heavy, so once you pull it off, there it is. Then you'll grab your bungee cord and your block of wood. That'll help you support it. And you can put a bungee cord through the center of the brake caliper. And you can attach it up top. And now it's time to expand the calipers. Now you can leave the brake pads in or you can take them out. Both will work. So you can end up using channel locks. I like to use those. Or you can use these wood clamps. Those work really well. Or you could use one of these brake expander tools. So right now we'll try the wood clamps. And these you just slide in there and you just start squeezing the trigger and it'll actually expand the brake caliper. And that works really well. But I also want to show you, you can use this brake caliper tool. Take this piece out. You're going to need one of these circle pieces. And we'll put it on the top. And then this metal piece for the back. And you just slide it through. And this works well if you have the brake pads still in. I know normally it's not recommended to do it with the brake pads in, but with these 6-piston brakes, it wouldn't work. So once you have it expanded, let's take the brake pads out. So you can just use a screwdriver or a pry bar and just pop the brake pads out. Oh, look at that thing. That thing is worn down. So it was definitely time to change these. Set that aside, and we'll take out the other. Just pry that one out. And this one I was having trouble with the brake wear sensor where I couldn't get it out, so I'm just going to end up using a screwdriver, and I'll just pop it out. Normally, every time you change your brake pads, you want to buy new wear sensors. Honestly, I didn't, so I'll show you how. Pop them back in. Okay, so now I'm going to compare the new brake pads to the old brake pads. Make sure they look the same size. Yep, they're good. So I'm using the old wear sensor. And I'm just going to pop it in there and use a screwdriver, and it will push down and we can just pop it right back in. And then I actually had to expand the brake calipers a little bit more to get the pads in. So I'm using the wood clamps again. And just squeeze the trigger and it expands on. Now I'm showing you on the other side just because if I already had the sensor unplugged, I would just slide this through the hole and I'd put the brake pad in. But because on the passenger side I wasn't able to do that, I had to just put the brake pad in and attach the wear sensor later. I'll show you how to do that as well. So I'll just start the top and push the bottom of the pad in. Yep, start the top, push the bottom, line it up, and it just clicks in place. Okay, now we want to take down the bungee cord, and then we'll put the brake caliper back on, and it should go on nice and easy. And I didn't end up changing my rotors on this brake job. I decided not to. Some people change it every time. It's up to you if you want to change them. Okay, and then once we have it lined up, put the top bolt in, and we'll put the bottom bolt in, and we'll screw it on a little bit. And then here I'm showing you that I can connect the wear sensor. Once the caliper's on, just put it in there, hit with the screwdriver, and pops right in. Then we'll just put that little wire back in place, and we'll start to tighten caliper bolts. Start with the top. Then we'll move to the bottom to tighten the bottom caliper bolt, and then we'll move back to the top. Get that one on there, torque down. Check the bottom one again, torque that down. Then we'll connect the wear sensor. Now I'm showing you on the driver's side, since the passenger side I had trouble. It just slides up, clicks in place. And I'm going to grab the 6mm bolt with the hex nut. And I'm going to put this bracket back in place. Just put it on there and tighten it down. Okay, and then we're going to put this little plastic clip back in place. Just push it on, it clips in place. There you go. That is one cheap brake job. So that came out pretty good, and I might end up making a video on the driver's side brake pad change. Putting the tire back on, and we'll end up lowering it, and we'll work on the other side. Make sure once you do the other side that you pump your brakes before you decide to drive your car anywhere. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, think about subscribing to my YouTube channel. Keep you up to date on all my future videos. Leave a comment about what you liked or what you didn't like. Thanks again for watching.